Ladies, how are you? Today, I want to tell you a little story. And I want to begin with saying I have finally fired my inner self critic. I know many of you ladies are probably struggling with getting visible, and your inner voice is constantly telling you that you're not good enough. Who are you to share your voice? Who are you to show up? That maybe you're not funny enough, maybe you're not entertaining enough, or you're not an expert in your field yet. And who are you to show up? So, if you're joining this live right now, I want you to leave a comment below if your inner self critic constantly holding you back from being visible. Now, my name is Raymonda, and I am the founder of the Women in Business Club and also entrepreneur for the last 10 years. Today, I want to talk to you a little bit about my own realization and the process of how I went through realizing that my inner self-critic, it just isn't serving me anymore, and why I decided to fire her. I don't want her around. I told her, this is it. You're fired. You can take a back seat and you can now let me shine. So let me know in the comments below if you are a female entrepreneur who wants to become more visible, but is currently held back by different mindsets, roadblocks that is saying to you, you're not good enough, you shouldn't be showing up, or people will judge you, or people will not like you. Let me know in the comments if this is you and this is how you're feeling right now. So my inner self-critic has held me back for a while, for quite a few years. I was always worried about showing up online. I was worried about doing lives like this. I was worried about running webinars or posting too much, right? And showing up online. But one day I decided that this is it. Isn't serving me and it isn't serving my community. And I had bigger dreams. I have big dreams to support other female entrepreneurs in becoming visible. I wanted to support them in growing their own businesses. But the first thing I had to do is figure out my own self-critic and my own self-talk on why am I not showing up? What am I scared of? And face those fears and roadblocks for myself in order to support others. So even doing live in a group like this, I'm sure for many of you feels scary. There are more than 400,000 people in this group. How crazy is that? It can be scary. And I'm not saying that you are going to just get visible overnight. There is, of course, a process of doing it. But today I just wanted to give a little bit of a real talk. I was actually going to go and get changed for this live, but then I thought, hey, I'm comfortable in this top. I don't want to be be judgmental of myself and how I show up online, because this is who I am. This is how I want to show up as myself, how I am in my almost PJs, and do this live because it's not about me. What I have realized over the years that it isn't about me. What it's really about is about you, ladies. This live is about me showing up to serve you and not worry about myself and not worry what I look like, not worry about what people think or what people will say, because it is about me showing up on this live right now and serving you with my message and serving you ladies with my own lesson and realization over the years and the process that I have gone through. So let me know in the comments where you're joining me from today, and what kind of business do you have, and how important is for you to get more visible online. Let me know. If it's at the top of your priority, put 10 in the comments. If it's least at your priority, put 1. So I want to see you. How important is it for you right now to show up online and show up as authentic you, as a female entrepreneur, as a leader, as someone who is able to support others and serve your own community? Now, over the last 2 years, I have gone from not visible, not having Facebook group, not having a brand or a business, to having over 100,000 followers in just 1 year. And it didn't happen overnight, and I had to go through this process of firing my own self inner critic and knowing that My purpose is bigger than I am. The purpose and the reason why I am showing up is bigger than who I am, and bigger than, any self-judgmental thoughts, or, our families and friends who might be there to judge us, right? How many of you have been in this position of your family saying things that aren't necessarily pleasant, your family or friends? And put it in the same category, because a lot of the times we have our own circle, friends and family, who might not be entrepreneurial, who may not understand what we do, and frankly, they're not quite used to the social media posts you as entrepreneur need to share about yourself, about your business. So they don't really understand that process. And sometimes our own families and friends can be our own biggest critics. So a lot of the times I see female entrepreneurs not showing up authentically, or not even showing up on their own personal social media profiles, because the fear of judgment of what our family is going to say, what our friends going to say about you, who is promoting your business all of a sudden, right? But I want to remind you that this is you. This is part of you. And I was talking to someone yesterday, actually, and I said to her, you know, the reason why I'm quite comfortable showing up on my own social media profiles, because I can't separate entrepreneurial journey that I'm on and being entrepreneur from who I am. If people know me and my family and friends, being entrepreneur defines me. This is who I am to the core. So if they don't like it, tough, unfriend me. You don't have to follow my posts, reduce the posts that you see from me. It's okay. Because in the end of the day, being entrepreneur defines me. This is what I'm passionate about, and this is what I do to help others. So if your friends or family are not happy about seeing you online and growing, tough. Tell them it's okay. You don't have to like my posts, and you shouldn't even worry about that, because they are not your ideal clients. They are not the people who are going to buy your products and services. But you have to make sure that you keep showing up, because like I said, it isn't about you. It isn't about pleasing anyone. When you start to fire your inner critic, that is when you stop people pleasing. That is when you stop worrying about what people think and start to really show up for your greater purpose, and you show up to serve your community. And this is what it's about. I didn't grow my following and my community in just 1 or 2 years to over 100,000 people by chance, right? I had to do that. I had to say, you either accept me who I am, because I am accepting who I am with love and, grace. I accept who I am. Once you have accepted who you are, that you are entrepreneur, that you are a business owner, the things that you are passionate about, once you look deep within and say to yourself, I accept you. I accept myself as this person. So when you accept yourself as that person, that is when you start to show up authentically as yourself. Julida says, wow, this is great. Just fired her us off right now. Exactly. Fire your own self inner critic, because she is not serving you. She's trying to protect you, okay? Your own self inner critic. You can give her a name if you want. She's there to try and protect you. She's there protecting you from failure, from judgment, from what people say or what people think. But it doesn't matter, because what you know as entrepreneur, your goals and your desires are much bigger than that. It is much bigger than fear of failure, because let's face it, there is always an opportunity and possibility of you failing. But if you don't fail, you don't learn. And if you don't take action, then you're not moving forward. So your goals and your dreams are far, far bigger than your inner critic can even ever hold you back from the opportunities that you have in your life, in your business. So what are you going to be doing today, ladies? Can you fire your inner critic today? Can you start showing up? Even one post today can make a difference. What I have done in my business 2 years ago when I started my Instagram account, I committed myself to one social media post a day, just one. It wasn't, groundbreaking commitment to myself to create this massive platform or anything like that. I didn't have a brand. I created a brand and I said, okay, maybe time to kind of take a leap to social media and, well, take a leap to Instagram. And that's what I did. I signed up to Instagram. I thought about what does my audience want to hear from me? What kind of social media posts do they want to see? And when I decided that, I said, okay, that is another social media platform to my list. And it feels a little bit overwhelming. So the only thing that I am going to do is commit myself to one post a day. 4 months later, I reached 10,000 followers on Instagram. Yeah. 6 months later, I reached 50,000 followers on Instagram. A year later, I was at 100,000 followers. And even then, my inner critic was saying to me, who are you to show up on this platform? Who are you to do these lives? What are you going to talk about? Are you even interesting, right? It was constantly chipping at me. But one day I said no, because I have so many women looking up to me at my message. They're looking up to my profile and they want to hear from me as the founder, as the person behind the brand. So I had to do that and I had to step up and say, you know what, it doesn't matter, because what you can be sure about that you cannot please everybody. There is no way you can please everybody on this earth, right? So you have to be comfortable with saying, I can't please everyone. It's okay. And people are either going to love me or hate me. Or I wouldn't put necessarily hate me, but they may not like you. And that's okay. You have to be comfortable with that. Okay. Yeah. So you don't want to be people pleasing. People pleasing is the fastest way to failure and fastest way to fitting in and being mediocre. Mediocre like everybody else. You don't want to be the one who plays it safe, who shows up like everybody else and tries to be perfect. And, forget perfection. You can never get perfect. And that's why now what I do, or what I love doing, is showing up not perfect, right? Or showing up and, sometimes ruining my life, right? Or dropping something. One day, actually, I was doing a workshop for I was running a course on Instagram, and I showed up to my course and I had a bottle of water next to me, and I literally spilled the whole bottle of water on my partner's computer. And I mean, his computers are massive and they're pretty expensive. So I literally poured a whole bottle of water on his computer. And during this workshop, I was like, oh my God, I literally told the ladies what happened. And they were laughing, right? And after I had recorded this video live with them, I didn't actually take that bit out, because this is true and this is real and raw and in the moment, and you can never create that moment again. So it's okay when things go wrong. It's okay when we mess up. It's okay, right? You have to give yourself permission to sometimes not be perfect. Because if you're going to worry about perfection and having the perfect moment, having the right setup, having the right equipment, you'll never get started, because over and over again, your inner critic will say, well, it's not quite fully polished. Well, you don't have that. You don't have a good backdrop. Forget about that. Go out for a walk and do a live, right? Don't worry about anything. Don't worry about maybe a spot that just came up on your forehead. Just do it, right? Just commit yourself to showing up at least once a day to your main platform. Wherever your main audience is, show up at least once a day. So yeah, when I decided to actually show up like that and just be authentic, just be myself, my inner critic was screaming. Literally, she was screaming, "You're an imposter. What do you know about your niche? What have you achieved?" And yeah, my inner self was saying, God, this feels scary. What if people really think that I am, haven't achieved anything, or they have those judgment beliefs about me? But I had to say, no, you're fired, out of the door, because I am going to pursue my vision, and I am going to serve my community in the best way possible and show up no matter what, even if I'm having bad hair day, or like today, sitting around almost like in my pajamas, right? So I'm here just to say, ladies, you have to give yourself the permission. There is no one else that can give you permission but yourself to show up and be visible. It is down to you. And I just want to remind you, as we going into sort of festive season, and there are many, many distractions, and many women who are promoting themselves and putting themselves out there, you may start to feel like I'm not good enough, or if I'm starting to compare myself to other people and they're showing up better than me. There is no better. The reason people buy your products, your services, is because of you. You can't just put a facade of a brand and say, go buy my products. If people are going to invest, they're going to invest in you as a person, and they're going to invest in your values. They're going to invest as, because they love your message, because you have something interesting to say, because of you, because of your own personality. People aren't going to invest because your brand or your website looks amazing. They're going to invest in you and follow what you have to say, is because you are showing up as a leader, because you showing up every single day and showing them how passionate you are about what you do, how dedicated, and how you do your business, how you conduct yourself. This is why people will be attached to you and your message. This is why you'll have followers. This is why people will buy your products and follow you to the ends of earth. And this is why, like today and every single day, I have 15, 20, 30 friend requests, and I'm trying to sort through those things out. But ultimately, it's your message that counts. Ultimately, it's you firing yourself, your inner critic, and saying to yourself, I can do this. I'm going to show up no matter what, and I'm going to stop judging myself so much, because I can tell you, ladies, each and every single one of you have a story that can make impact online. You have something to say. You have a powerful message. If you look through your life experiences, your thoughts, your ideas, things that you have achieved, I can guarantee you that you have really, really interesting stories that you maybe have forgotten yourself, that your audience wants to know about. Okay? There was something I shared with my followers a couple weeks ago, maybe a month or two ago, and I shared a story of myself, how I'm based in London, and how I got to be in London, because originally I am from Lithuania. And when I came to London, I was only 14 years old, or 13 and a half. And I actually didn't speak English. I didn't speak any English. And at the time, I was an immigrant with my family. And my family, at the time, we didn't have all the papers in place. And I thought that I would never go to school. I thought that I would have to start working at the age of 14, 15, and I would never go through any education here in the UK. And I've pretty much given up the hope. So this is a story that I shared with my audience, and something that I know that happened in my life, but so long ago that I never really felt the need to share. But I was going through some old pictures with my mom, and I decided that, you know what, I think my followers need to know this, because a lot of people think that I am privileged, right? Because yeah, okay, maybe I have the looks, or white blondes, and I live in the UK and life is easy. And people had this assumption that it's easy for me, that somehow I was more privileged than others. And when I started to remember the story of me being the 14-year-old girl who has given up on myself and my dreams of ever being more than an immigrant daughter, right? Being more than someone who came to the UK and didn't speak any English and didn't have any access to education. But at 15, I had sort of turn of luck, and someone that I started working when I was 14, And when I started working with someone, this guy said to me, "Well, why are you not in school? You're only 15. Why are you not in school?" And I said, "I don't know, because we can't find one." So he said, "No, this is not possible. You have to go to school." So he helped me get involved in school and start my educational process. I was pretty late in the process. Like I said, when I came to the UK, I didn't understand any English. And when I turned up to the first day at school at 15, I was completely lost. I didn't know the language, I didn't know anyone, I was still quite new and fresh. But over the years, I settled into the school. I finished the school with, all passing all my exams. There's one thing I didn't, which was the English class, which I didn't pass and I had to take it 3 times over. But what I'm trying to say here, that despite coming from a background where I wasn't privileged, I was an immigrant, my parents were working really, really hard at the time. I went through school where I have given up on hope of ever going to school. I went to college. I went to another college. I found work. I carried on to university to study business. Then I carried on to do law school. And I worked and I started my own business. So the journey wasn't easy. But I got here, despite all the challenges and all the things that, I have been faced with when I did come to the UK. I managed to overcome them and be where I am today. So I'm sharing this story with you because it's a story that perhaps I don't reminisce on often enough. And it's a story that I have forgotten to ever share with my audience, because those who know me from very young age would know this is my story. But the people who I have just perhaps met over the last few years had no idea that originally I'm from Lithuania, that when I came to the UK, I didn't speak a word of English, that I didn't have the opportunities that regular people who live here for all of their life have. I had to fight my way through to be where I am today. So this is the reason why I'm sharing with you, ladies, that each and every single one of you have an interesting story. You have a background story of what you've been through. And I want to encourage you, ladies, to give yourself the permission to show up to your audience and stop with your own self-judgmental thoughts. Stop that self-inner critic who keeps saying to you that you're not good enough, that people will judge you, that people will not like you, people will, saying, who are you? Because this is not true. This is only your mind trying to keep you safe in a place where you have always been. But I know if you're an ambitious entrepreneur, if you are someone who wants to grow their business, who wants to become visible and start to attract your own tribe, your own community, your own clients, your own customers to your own business, then you have no choice, but you need to start showing up, and you need to start doing that regularly. And that is how you ladies going to start to attract more business and more visibility. And when you become visible, you get opportunities coming your way, you can have clients knocking on your doors, um, everything just starts to grow and flourish. So my time is almost up. I want to ask you, if you have any questions, please do post below this video or get connected with me personally. My name is Raymonda Jan. You can find me on Instagram, on Facebook, and also you can connect with me through my business page at womeninbusiness.club. So if you feel like this message has resonated with you, ladies, I want you to connect with me, because this is something I am passionate about connecting with other female entrepreneurs, connecting with women who are passionate about what they do and they want to become more visible and they want to get out there and fire their own inner self-critic. This is your day to start giving yourself the permission to become more visible. And you have my back, you have my support. Go, ladies, and do it. Become more visible. Start attracting your ideal clients. And I just, I want to see every single one of you succeed. So if this message resonated, please leave a comment. Let me know that you have watched this video, and I look forward to hearing from you, connecting with you ladies, and seeing you showing up. Show up in your Facebook groups, show up in other people's Facebook groups, be the cheerleader for others, and don't forget to fire your own inner self-critic. Much love, ladies. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I look forward to seeing you in another video. Take care.